Welcome to the Numerology and Astrology for October 22nd, 2021. It's raining. It's raining hard too. It's really awesome. So I hope everyone is enjoying the fall season and seeing the colors change. And we are just very grateful that here in Northern California, we are getting rain. And let's just keep the rain coming. It's going to be great. Okay, if we add all the numbers together, you're going to get the number 10. Now, the number 10 is the number that is associated with the energy that a soul puts out and into the world. That energy comes from deep in the pelvis. The power source is known by all ancient traditions, and it is the root of passion and manifestation. Joy is one of the expressions of passion as it moves in this world and as it moves up the energy channels of the body. Have you ever seen children excited and enthralled with something? How they move in this epitome of passion and exuberance? They express the sounds of delighted squeals, and they are enraptured and totally in the moment. Too often we think that power should be serious, and the number 10 is an ultimate power number. Whenever you take the number 1 and add a 0 to it, it magnifies the energy tenfold. Look at all the complex patterns in computers that happen just from ones and zeros. But I think that real power comes from the expression of great joy and passion in our world. Such expression is deeply needed today. What makes you want to squeal with delight? What makes your exuberance explode and be seen by others? What images attract you that put a smile on your face? Take some time to go out and feel the wind blowing through your hair, stand in this lovely rainstorm, sing loudly in nature, and feel the rush of a zip line. It is through finding those things that we give joy, and we then can reclaim that passionate power that lies deep inside. Today is the day to let go from the internal to external, to let go from the inside to the outside. So we need to let the inside outside. Does that make sense? Okay. Put a smile on another's face. Discover something new and magical. There are great gifts bestowed on those who use their power to make this world more wondrous. The astrology today. The moon indicates that we need to steer the ship in a steady direction as it is in Taurus. It never hurts to let yourself sleep in for a bit. While there are many things that help us feel more stable today, try to enjoy them more than usual. Mercury and Ceres trine, giving us a chance to be clearer in our communications with others. All that stressful and unfocused thinking seem to fade away for a moment. The cobwebs of the mind are shifting, and ideas and plans seem possible. Take this energy and allow it to move you towards those goals while you have the impetus. Such moments can feel fleeting. The moon and Jupiter square off, and that will magnify the disruptive patterns once again. There is just too much energy running around. It is making those sensitive to energy more anxious and nervous. Pluto and the moon trine, making choices and decisions seem more imperative and urgent. Take on those actions that are enlivening and more important to the actual things that you personally value. My quote for today: that idealistic girl is still alive and well within. Because of her, I have multiple sets of eyes inside that view the external world. Sometimes there are moments when some things seem so harsh. That is when I allow her to go play in another place within until the negativity shifts. Because I do not want her to ever lose that magical quality. I do not want her to have to deal with the harshness and hate of this world. I never want her to lose that grace and light. I want her spirit to remain intact, because she is my inspiration. She is the creative genius of my soul. She is that heart that continues to beat for the souls of this plane of existence regardless of their actions. She is the forgiveness of compassionate truth. She is the deepest knowing of the mysteries that surround all of life. She is the soul that will lend a hand and help anyone and anything in need if it is in her capacity to do so. She is the breath of fresh air that clears out the discord and dysfunction that tries to infiltrate my adult mind. She is my youthful exuberance and my most precious light. And my blog for today. I reflect back on the times in my childhood where we seemed to have so much. Even though my father never made more than $35,000 a year, we were upper middle class in the 1960s and 70s. We had money for ballet lessons, clarinet lessons, we had a ski boat and a lake house. Out of fairness, Texas Instruments owned the land and the house sat on that land, and that house was an A-frame with 2 stories and a deck. But it only cost $10,000 because the land was owned by the company my father worked for. And that lake house was a sanctuary of summer fun, water sports, and grand childhood adventures. If you fell asleep on a floaty in the lake, the snapping turtles would think that your toes were tasty treats. While water skiing, if you fell, you could be surrounded by a school of garfish, and they have very big teeth. When I was a kid, I fell from water skiing and suddenly found myself in 50 or so garfish porpoising all around me. It was terrifying for a moment, and my father was turning the boat around to get back to me, and he calls out that they won't hurt me, which was true. But that is still something you just don't forget when you're a kid. At night, we would sneak out of the house and go down to the boat dock. My father would say, "There they go. Should we stop them?" And my mother would say, "Don't worry. Just before the dock, there is a huge horned owl that lives in the big tree. It will hoot and they will come screaming back," which is exactly what happened every time. But it was fun to scream and be scared back then because we were really safe and the negativity of the world did not filter into the childlike wonder of our minds. I am grateful for those wonderful moments shared with friends and family. I remember the huge Georgia peaches we would get at the farmer's market. They were so ripe the seeds would fall out when you bit into them, and the sweet peach juice went all over your face and down your front. And at that time of the year, at this time of the year right now, we would be shucking pecans for all the holiday goodies. Boy, was that a job back then. But now there are special tools that help break the shell and pick out the meat. And these days, that machine saves a lot of time, making it so much easier. There is nothing better than a fresh pecan from Texas, and I still love them for all holiday cooking. I wish for everyone to have such memories to share. As we come into the holiday season, think of those special moments that help to make memories. Plan a few moments with your family. Now is the time, even though life has become very different, we can still create intentional memories. We can still make a turn and retrieve those lovely recipes, moments shared, and stories for the next generation. And I believe it's important to try. Thanks, everyone.